I'm Vinny Paltan in for Mike Galanos, and we're talking about this controversial CD that was distributed to Republicans by a man who wants to lead the Republican Party. Now, he didn't write the song, and as a matter of fact, the catchphrase, Barack the Magic Negro, wasn't even penned originally by him. It was originally penned by a liberal columnist for the LA Times. But with all that said, it has caused a lot of controversy, and Republicans, at this point, don't need any more controversy, do they, Ben?
No, I mean we certainly don't need any more controversy.
But don't blame the media.
But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that want to run a lot of things in life, and just because this man wants to run the RNC doesn't mean necessarily he's going to get her. He's the most qualified, and that's where I think you got to put it in perspective. And like you said, and I'm glad you said it because it's very fair. He took this for the song from a liberal that wrote this in the LA Times, and no one had a problem with it when he said.
Well, that's what I want to ask Earl. Earl, where was the outrage when this liberal columnist for the LA Times writes this column?
There wasn't it because he's a liberal.
We're not comparing apples to oranges.
Okay,
yes,
tell me why.
Can say
yes,
it's okay.
It did appear.
Ben, let him talk.
Yes, it did appear in the LA Times, but you're forgetting one thing. It was not in the LA Times, and the columnist did not have in mind ridicule or put down. He was trying to make one point, and the point is this, that essentially many whites, which by the way is not true, but nonetheless that was his point, many whites are voting for Barack Obama, supporting Barack Obama out of guilt. Now, that has been in many ways totally debunked, but it was a political point he was making. It wasn't a point to ridicule when it got blown up by Rush Limbaugh later on, and of course many of the pundits and the media picked it up. It became offensive and a point of ridicule. There's a total difference.
Let's find out what some more folks at home think about all this. Let's go to Lisa in Georgia. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. I was just wanting to say that, make the comment about this, that everybody's making a big uproar about this song right here. It's not the fact to do with Democrats or Republicans, my opinion. I think it's got to do with the freedom of speech. A lot of Americans, men and women, have sat there and died for us to give our freedom of speech. And I think people should just leave it alone because we have the right to say what we want to say and when we want to say it.
Oh, that's true, Lisa. Thanks so much for the call. Let's go back to John Avlon, who's with us. John, yeah, obviously everyone has the right to satire, but the question is, what's the role? You know, Rush Limbaugh is an entertainer. The man who wrote the song is an entertainer. This guy is a politician. Shouldn't he be a little more politically savvy?
It's a question of judgment. Chip Saltzman is a nice guy, but he did not intend to offend, but that is part of the problem. There is an out-of-touch tone deafness in the current Republican Party. Too many conservatives who take pride in being politically incorrect don't adequately appreciate that they come off somewhere between being hostile or indifferent to the fundamental diversity of American life. And it's a long-term political loser. This obsessive focus on difference, on dividing to conquer, and on focusing on preaching to what is a shrinking base is a long-term political loser. The Republican Party needs to become the party of Lincoln again. It needs to reach out, start playing in urban areas, and not just playing to its base.
I was one of the first people to say, being a little bit younger, looking at the Republican Party, that we deserved to get our butts kicked in '06 in the midterms because we lost our moral standard, and we deserved what we got in this last election because we got a guy named John McCain who wasn't a true conservative running. I'm with you on that one, but at the end of the day,
all right, just don't blame the media. Gentlemen, thank you so much. That's all the time we have. Ben, John, and Earl, thank you so much for helping us out today.